Welcome to Adaptive Pathways, where we review products and share practical tips to help you stay independent, no matter where life takes you. Today, we're going over the pros and cons of this transport chair by Medline. Now, there's a lot of things about this chair that I really like and a few things that I'm not a big fan of. So first off, this thing has a pretty high weight capacity. It holds 300 pounds, yet it's still very light. It only weighs 15 pounds. It's going to be really easy to lift and move and load into a vehicle. I really like these leg rests. Now, as is pretty standard for most wheelchair leg rests, you can adjust the height. You just unclip this latch right there, and then you're going to pinch both sides of these buttons, and you can slide this up or down into one of the 4 notches for a height adjustment. But one of the things that I really do like about this that isn't on a lot of chairs that I've seen is that it has this little clip right here. So when you swing the leg rest out of the way, it's going to hold it in place. You can move the chair around, you can wiggle it around, and it's not going to come swinging out, hitting people and getting in the way. So I really like that little clip right there. When it comes to folding it up, it's pretty easy. You have these 2 straps here. You just pull up on those straps and the chair folds up really nicely. So it gets pretty compact right there, but if you want it to get even smaller, there are these little levers back here on each side of these handles. If you push those in, these handles fold down nicely, making this an even smaller footprint to make it easy to squeeze into a trunk or the back seat of a car, whatever it might be. I also really like how it has a lot of built-in storage in the very back. So you got these little pockets here and here. You got a little clear pouch here if you have like a name badge or just some sort of identifier so someone knows whose wheelchair that is. You can put it there. And then another pouch pocket right there. So lots of convenient storage on the back. As far as the armrests, these are desk length armrests, which makes it really nice for an individual to pull up close to a table or a desk or something like that without having the armrests bumping into the table surface. Now, as far as things I'm not a huge fan of, so the back wheels on this are pretty decent sized, but the front caster wheels are, I think, a little bit smaller than they should be, just because if you're going over really smooth surfaces like a hospital floor or inside buildings all the time, these wheels will probably have no problem. It'll be really easy. But if you go outside at all, let's say you have a sidewalk with some big cracks, some pebbles, or small sticks, these small wheels are going to have a really hard time rolling over any sort of small obstacle, and they're going to get caught and hung up, and it's probably going to cause a lot of problem moving around. So great for smooth surfaces and not real great for bumps. And then back here, so this is the braking mechanism. And I do like the fact that when you're sitting in it, the user of the chair could reach back pretty easily and lock those in place. But something I'm not a big fan of on these particular brakes is that there's no adjustment for them. Now, I've seen other brands or even other transport chairs where there's kind of like a bracket here and then a pin in it, and the braking mechanism can slide up or down because over time the rubber on these wheels gets worn out with continued use, and it causes this brake to not make as good contact and thereby not braking it as well. And so the fact that these brakes can't be adjusted to compensate for any wear of tear is a big con for me. Now, if you're an individual that just needs a transport chair for very occasional uses, going out in the community every once in a while, or something where you know you're going to have to be sitting for a longer period of time, you need to sit down, this will be a great chair. But if you're someone who's looking for a transport chair that's going to be a pretty daily use thing, I don't know if I would recommend this particular one just because of that one feature right there, that these brakes aren't easily adjustable. I've seen a lot of individuals where they like the transport wheelchairs because when they are propelling themselves around, they'll use their feet, and the lightweight wheelchairs have that advantage because they're so light. It's much easier, it takes much less effort for an individual to do that. But like I said, without that adjustable brake feature, you're not going to be wanting to use this for someone who's going to use it on a daily basis. I think that's the primary con I had for it. Yeah, that brake and the small wheels. Otherwise, this is a really good product. Like I said, if you're just needing it for occasional use. I did want to give one other helpful tip. I have seen every once in a while, if you are folding this up and unfolding it regularly, multiple times, there is a possibility where this little piece, this little button piece, can start to wear out or get worn. And I've seen people where they lock it in place, but even with it locked in place, it tends to snap out with a little bit of pressure. And that's actually a fairly easy thing to adjust. So the head of this, you might not be able to see it really well, but the head of this little bolt is actually an Allen head. And then on back, you just have a nut right there. And so if you are having trouble with it popping out a lot, what you can do is stick an Allen wrench in there, loosen this nut on the back, and that actually causes this button to stick out a little further so that it sticks out into that hole a little more, and thereby making it harder for it to pop out. So if you do ever find that for some reason the handle is not holding firm when you want it to, just try that little trick and it might help you get past that. So yeah, definitely a good chair. If you're needing it for just occasional use, I think it's a great one. Now, as an Amazon associate, I do earn from qualifying purchases, so I do want to be upfront about that. But if you are interested in purchasing this for yourself, just check in the comments or the link section down below. You can find a link where you can purchase it on Amazon. Yeah, so I hope you found this helpful. I will be planning on making more videos of other transport chairs, other wheelchairs in the future. So if you'd like to be up to date when I do that, just hit that subscribe button. If there's anything in this video that you felt like I didn't cover or a question you have, feel free to leave it in the comments and I would be happy to respond or maybe even make a follow-up video to this video. So in the meantime, hope to catch you guys in the next video.